Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. You could please like and subscribe if you would. Well, that's very kind of you. And there we have it down below. I want to talk today about a very strange case, and there's something fishy going on here, folks. Because 1 minute it was on the BBC site, next minute it's disappeared. It's about an officer or ex-officer from HMP BELLMARSH who has been fabricating evidence on behalf of defendants in a murder case. Apparently this particular prison officer invented a confession that she had. It's a female prison officer, by the way. That seems to be the pattern, doesn't it? I don't know how they managed to believe that the whole test system is going to work in HM prisons. It's about time that somebody at the Home Office woke up, smelt the coffee and had a look at what's happening in the post office at the moment, because the same thing is going to be happening in the prison service in years to come, when the finger is going to be pointed at the minister, probably Mr. Chalk, and say, you presided over this, you allowed female prison officers into male prisons without any kind of risk assessment or health and safety adjustments, and place them into positions of vulnerability where they were subjected to coercion and corruption by sophisticated adult alpha male inmates. And that's what's been happening here. And this particular prison officer, Bajorak, I believe her name was, and the story appeared in quite great detail on the BBC site, and within 5 minutes disappeared, and no trace. No trace, can't find it. You may have seen it. Have a look. Search the BBC files. HMP BELLMARSH prison officer Bajorak. And the trial of 3 men was corrupted by the perjured evidence of Bajorak, who had money paid into her bank account and was given various favours by associates of one of the particular inmates, that she perjured herself, giving a false statement to the police, went to the police station, said that she'd overheard a conversation in, I believe it was the clinic, the medical clinic, that she'd overheard this conversation and that it completely exonerated one of the inmates who was funding her to spin this fabricated yarn. So she's definitely going to get herself, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 5 years, who knows? I mean, she's just been found guilty or pleaded guilty at Crown Court. But as I say, the story was on the BBC site in quite great detail. I read it, and no sooner read it, I was going to go back to it, make notes, which I didn't get a chance to do at the time, and it disappeared. So the story won't have disappeared, but the story has been removed from the BBC site. So what's going on? I have a rough idea what's going on. The Home Office is saying, kill that story. Yeah, put a D-notice on it. We don't want it out there. So anyway, Mr. Chalk, members of the Ministry of Justice and the Home Office, you're presiding over the kind of disaster that was seen in the post office, where your female prison officers are being put at risk by their employers. That's you, by the way. Yeah. And you're sticking them in without any reasonable risk assessment. I mean, when I was with the recruiting team, and I was with the recruiting team for the Home Office, doing the medicals for a period, they were proudly boasting that they were intending to recruit for the British Prison Service the biggest psychopaths that they could find. Nowadays, they're recruiting Little Miss Muffet and the Vernon girls, using the hostess system. Now it's going to come unstuck. It is coming unstuck. At one prison, HMP Berwyn, 38 members of the female prison staff there have been convicted, tried and sentenced at the courts for corruption and malpractice while in public office. Come on. I mean, I worked in the prison system. It was occasionally, you might get 1 or 2 a year, prison officers that were prosecuted. But 38 in a 5-year period? Oh, that's gracious me. That, you see, the alarm bells are ringing, but nobody's listening. And if they are listening, all they're saying is, kill that story. Well, there we go. That's today's Tales from the Jails. Don't forget to buy my book, folk. It's there on Amazon. And I'm going to read you a poem here from my favourite book, my poetry book. Here, I'll show you this. It looks rather inauspicious, don't you think? Ragged, tattered, battered and torn. That book's been all over the world with me. Carried it in my rucksack, in my pack. Been everywhere with me, that book. It's full of poetry, yeah? I'm going to read to you now. Anyway, I better ring the song dinger, haven't I? There you go. Hit the road, Jack. Here comes the poetry. Yeah. Gently does it, eh? Here we go. What should we have? Should we have some more Shakespeare? I like Shakespeare myself, yeah. I do really, yeah. This is by Shakespeare. It's from A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is on, by the way, at the Royal Shakespeare Company in Stratford-on-Avon till the end of March. Paying for my grandson to go with his lady to watch it, A Midsummer Night's Dream. This is Imagination from that play by William Shakespeare. The lunatic, that was a bit high, wasn't it? The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all as frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habituation and a name. Imagination by William Shakespeare from A Midsummer Night's Dream. Sincerely hope you've enjoyed today's Tales from the Jails. Do like and subscribe, folks. It's down there. John G. Sutton. Thank you very much. Here we go.